Hello students, today we are going to discuss the first chapter of grade 11th English book, Hornbill. The title of the chapter is The Portrait of a Lady. This chapter has been written by Sri Khushwant Singh, who was born on 2nd February 1915 in Punjab. He was not only a renowned writer but also a lawyer, journalist, diplomat and politician. The History of Sex, The Company of Women, with Malice Towards One and All, Khushwantanama, The Lessons of My Life, are some of his notable works. For his works, he has received many national and international awards, Rockefeller Grant, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, the Grove Press Award are to name a few. He died on 20th March 2014 at the age of 99. Portrait of a Lady is an autobiographical sketch which is written in first person. The author, Khushwant Singh, talked about how his relationship with his grandmother evolved during different phases of his life. He has created a vivid image of his grandmother through his words. This is why the title of the chapter is The Portrait of a Lady. The word lady has been used for his grandmother, as the word lady symbolized poise, grace, and contentment. This shows the kind of affection and respect he had for his grandmother. According to the author, his grandmother was extremely old, and he felt that she was the same since the beginning. The same was his opinion about his grandfather, whose picture was hung above the mantelpiece. He appeared extremely old in that picture. He felt that his grandparents were always meant to be grandparents only, who had a lot of grandchildren. Whenever his grandmother told him the stories about her childhood days, he couldn't believe them. He felt that those were the fables of the prophets or fairy tales. He cannot even imagine this thing that his grandmother was young and pretty ever. It appeared extremely disgraceful to him. The author further adds that his grandmother might not be pretty, but she was beautiful. She was extremely old and walked with difficulty. She had a web of wrinkles across her face. She was a bit short, stout, and little stoopy. She always kept rosary beads in her hand for reciting the prayers. Because of this, her outer appearance might not be that appealing, but she was a pure soul. She was humble, loving, and caring. These traits made her peaceful and contented. He compared her with the winter landscape. Students in literature, winter season is considered as the symbol of old age. Also, a winter landscape consists of white, snow-clad mountains, which has a majority of white color. Similar was his grandmother, who used to wear white clothes and had silver locks. The author called her an expanse of pure white serenity. This indicates towards her inner beauty. The author spent his childhood in the village house with his grandmother. They were the best of companions there. His parents were in the city for earning. As a routine, grandmother used to take care of him, be it getting him ready for the school, preparing his school bag, feeding him a breakfast of stale chapatis, or accompanying him to the school. Grandmother was always there, but in all these she never forgot to recite her prayers. She was a kind hearted woman, as she always carried some stale chapatis for the village dogs. But things never remain the same. Change is the only constant. Their lives also had taken a 360 degrees turn when they were called to the city house by the author's parents. As there were no dogs, grandmother found a companion in sparrows. She started to feed them. The author joined a city school. From here, a gap in their close companionship started to appear. The author now spent more hours in his school. He had many friends there, but he was the only companion of grandmother. The gap between their relationship widened as she couldn't understand whatever was being taught in his school. She was a simple old woman who was not very educated. She felt upset as the school didn't impart religious education. She was an Orthodox woman. She was a believer of old customs and rituals. She couldn't absorb that her grandson would learn music, as, according to her, it was extremely disgraceful and would distort their family's reputation. She protested silently. Nothing much she could do about it. As the author grew up and joined university, their rooms were separated. Grandmother accepted her loneliness with grace. She knew the ways of life. Being a diligent woman, she spent hours and hours on her spinning wheel while reciting her prayers. But she still had sparrows as best of her companions. Their feeding time was the best part of her day. Time flew by, and the grown up Kushwant decided to go abroad for further studies. Grandmother didn't show a trace of sentiment. She kissed the author on his forehead while bidding adieu. The author felt emotional with the thought that he might not see his grandmother again. After all, 5 years is a long time. But much to his surprise, when he returned, grandmother was at the airport to welcome him. She was, as usual, extremely old, frail, reciting her prayers. He felt relieved when she saw her enjoying the company of sparrows. That evening was not normal, as the grandmother invited all the women in the neighborhood and started to sing for several hours. Family members, though, they were worried but unable to stop her, as if she was celebrating the arrival of her grandson. This shows the subtleness of her attachment with the author. She never expressed, but she used to have great connect with the author. The exertion at such an old age took a toll on her health. She fell ill. Being a spiritual and religious person, she knew that her end was nearing. She started to pray and later peacefully left for heavenly abode. Students, don't you feel that she was waiting for the author only, and when she felt that his well groomed and learned companion had arrived, her purpose was solved, and then she left. As a ritual, her corpse was covered in red sheet and kept on the floor. The family mourned for some time and left for the arrangements of her cremation. The birds arrived at their usual feeding time. They were silent, as if they know that their companion is no more with them. They didn't eat the crumbs thrown by the author's mother. They mourned in silence and later flew away. The unattended breadcrumbs were swept away the next day. Students, the story shows us how a person's generosity wins companionships. Hope you liked the explanation. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, give your valuable comments so that I'll bring more videos like this for you. Students, if you wish to join my online classes, kindly WhatsApp me on the given number. Thanks.